4 years in the making. This spring, a project will get underway that brings Indianapolis and the world's biggest sporting event to the forefront. The makers of Hoosiers and Rudy will tell the story of the first Indianapolis 500. Fox 59's Ray Cortopassi has an exclusive behind-the-scenes look at what's become a passion for one Hoosier.
Here they come down the main straightaway.
The checkered flag is out.
Long before Castroneves, Andretti, or Unser, there was Ray Haroon. Before Holman, Penske, or George, there was Carl Fisher. That's where the story begins. The origin of that historic first race is the backdrop for 500. Starting next year, these four men are among those hoping to embark upon a mostly Hoosier endeavor. It started with an idea from independent filmmaker Justin Eskew, a Ball State and IU grad.
Brainstorming, all the big, huge Indiana stories that I could think of.
The 1911 race came to the forefront. The race and Carl Fisher.
To me, Carl Fisher was sort of the P.T. Barnum, Howard Hughes of his day. He was this larger-than-life character who, amassed several fortunes and lost them all in his lifetime.
Part of that plays into the controversy, the deaths, and the failure surrounding the original automobile race in 1909 before the track had bricks. In the 500-mile race 2 years later, Ray Haroon, the first to race solo without a mechanic as a passenger but with the side view mirror, was declared the winner. Any controversy questioning that couldn't be debated because Fisher destroyed the records from that first race.
He knew how important it was that this event had to succeed, and they had to have it the next year and the year after that so that America could have a sort of stronghold in the automobile industry.
And the film has the creative muscle of screenwriting legend Angelo Pizzo, the man who wrote Hoosiers and Rudy. Producer Roger Brummett hopes to make this movie sort of a third installment of the great Indiana sports trilogy.
He seems to have some kind of magical potion for writing a story about a sporting event that takes place in Indiana, filmed in Indiana, so we're not going to mess with that destiny.
Many of the film's scenes will be shot in and around Indianapolis, with buildings still standing today, but the track looks nothing like it did a century ago.
In over 100 years, everything's blown away.
Enter world-renowned track architect Paxton Waters, whose office happens to be in Carmel. His job is to recreate the track as it looked in 1911, and that's been no easy task.
Wasn't any standards back then, so we had to guess. How tall is this? How wide is this? How big was this? And when you put the puzzle together, then you get a basis to go from this to that.
This scale model shows what the 1911 Speedway will look like. Waters' focus has been mostly on turn one.
I've pieced together what this whole thing really looked like. And I figure I'm the only one that's ever done that, because why would you do it unless you had to?
For now, this is the only place it's pieced together, but this scale model will take shape here in Newton County. David Bowers is the Director of Sales and Marketing for Planned Development for the Prairie Hills Motor Club. He offered a track, not a movie lot, here on this part of 872 acres halfway between Indianapolis and Chicago.
Roger had to build a set. We had some property. We're building a motorsports club. We were going to lay track. It was all going to get done.
Like the line from another famous sports movie, build it and they will come. The hope is that this cornfield will someday become much more than a movie lot, but a permanent attraction that will bring race fans to this community for years to come.
We get to have a Field of Dreams essence site where a racing fan can not only go to Prairie Hills Motorsports Club and perhaps see an event, but they can also walk into the Indianapolis Motor Speedway, May 1911.
And that will include a chance to see the recreated cars used in the film, like Haroon's Marmon Wasp. The plan is for the set to become like a permanent museum to Indiana's greatest passion, told by Hoosiers, not Hollywood.
When Hollywood gets a hold of it, it may not look anything like what we originally planned to do. They may change the script, may bring in their own writers, inflate the budget.
That doesn't mean it won't star a Hollywood actor. Who's playing this part?
A big name star.
Really?
Yeah. It will attract an A-list actor. Premature for us to talk about that.
Who are the actors? Number one question. Yeah, I think you've asked that question 10 different ways so far.
Well, there are some things yet to be revealed about this estimated $40 million movie. Once they get the rest of the financing, we may learn that, but I can tell you there will be lots of roles for extras once shooting starts, planned for May 2010.
making a film is such a collaborative effort, and without the help and support of, not only the people that are directly attached to me in this film, but also the surrounding community, nothing like this would ever get off the ground.
The producers hope to debut the film the week of the 100th anniversary of the race. The premiere will be held at Lucas Oil Stadium, making it the largest screening in movie history. What a great project.
You know, it's a story so many of us are so familiar with. It'll be fantastic to see it on the big screen finally.
Sure will be.
Well, anyone from your spouse to your boss could be tracking your every move through your cell phone.
The new spy technology now available. How to find out if your phone is carrying it and why it's not illegal for people to use it.